More often than not, I'll say, I'll have a group of novice riders or whatever, and I'll say, I want you to show me 350 up this long side and then 400 from this point to that point, and they'll all look at me and say, I have no idea how fast that is. I think I have a pretty good eye for how fast somebody's going, but there is a device that you can carry that tells you how fast you're going. John Staples has been doing all the timing and all the speed work and stuff. So there is a device that'll tell you how fast you're going, as well as, of course, you can mark it off yourself and say from point A to point B, you're going to be at 350 meters a minute. But I'll send people out and I'll say, I want you to show me 350 from this point to that point, and then on the other side from this point to that point, show me 350 again, kind of that kind of thing, and then move it up to 400 your next time around. And they'll come back in and we'll talk about how fast they were actually going, what they thought they were doing, and what I thought they were doing. And usually we do that about 3 or 4 times before we actually start cross country, and by the time we go out, they generally have a pretty good idea of how close they are. I mean, if you're on your own and you want to practice this, you take your wheel out and you start at point A and you measure 350 meters. So when you come out on your horse, you get up to 350 meters to what you think is 350 meters, and you maintain that from point A to point B, and you check your watch and see if it took you a minute to do that. And at all the different, speeds that you want to do that.
I think there's the 400 meters a minute. You have to learn what that speed is, and then you have to learn what an average of 400 meters a minute is. And so whether that means that you're going to measure it off with a sharp turn in it, or whether you're going to measure it off with a single jump or a combination of jumps, that's part of the learning process, and it all has to be done over and over and over again in the training. I think it was Buck that said if you don't bring your knowledge to the competition, you're not going to get it when you get there. You have to practice it at home so that when you get to the competition, you are trying to compete against what the course is asking. So.
John, you made are you competing at preliminary level or what level? Training. Novice training. Okay. The novice and training speeds are pretty slow, and in this country we get very accustomed to being inside the time. And as Kim points out, as the levels go up, you say, well, you're just getting inside the time. Well, it's the same for everybody. I mean, when we're competing at the preliminary level and up, making the time there's a lot of management. And sometimes if you're on a younger horse that just isn't quite ready to step up to 520 average around the whole course, you're going to have some time faults, and that's okay because it's an ongoing process. So that's, I think, one of the real misconceptions that we have in this country is that we always have to make the time. And I see a lot of scary riding because they're riding their watch and not their horse.